overview for 140 Kalama. So that's how that looks. So just kind of keeping in mind what's going on with this structure. So you have a pretty steep hill that's going to be excavated, and that's going to be kind of acting as your retainer wall. So we have to do these calculations so that can take that load. This could potentially be a standard with your joists on there. The garage is going to be slab on grade. Then you're going to have your deck that's still being worked on, and then you have your basic garage. You got your daylight basement. In the daylight basement, you're obviously going to have some, joists, and the walls are going to be out of wood, except the exterior walls, as shown earlier. Then you got this deck. We got this little cupboard. We'll need to work around where these particular posts are more in line on the edge, and I'll have to verify because that's just going to be out of place. That kind of doesn't make sense. So we got to make sure those loads can be transferred, or we need to design it where that can be transferred up into your beam for that rafters. Now, going into your roof structure, the roof structure is a little interesting. So that's going to be your roof that's flat. That's a 312, and then there's going to be another roof that kind of goes right on top of that. So this section is going to be over roof. So that's going to look like that. As far as your garage, it's also 312, but the angle is going in reverse. The issue that I'm having with is this section. I'm not sure how that should all be done, because that kind of angle looks a little bit odd. So maybe something you guys can propose. The main thing, we don't want it to leak, right? So your water is going to come down and hit that corner. Obviously, there can be a flushing, but to give you a sense of how that looks, you got your wall that comes up, right? So that's where that's at. And then going around, this seems to be fine. That might be, your trusses, and that might just have to be hand rafters to fill this section, and there's going to be a little header attached on that roof. So that's the overview of this. Hopefully that helps. I'll probably do an also a framing view. So that would be the idea. I guess what I'd like to see is also having your truss, maybe 14 inches, whatever that is, and then having those overhang at a 2x6. So drops your basic over roof. Let me know what's your thoughts on this. I don't think we want this section sticking out like that, having it stop and then fill in that piece. So just however you guys recommend on that. Very good. Thank you.